Wow, that was some final day of Croatia Rally. Welcome back to Zagreb. After 2 days of keeping the cars almost in the middle of the road, some of the boys were fairly wide today, Simon. I think we should, before we get to who's won, who's taken the most points, I think we need to go back and just take a look at what's been going on today.
It all happened in stage 18. The dress rehearsal of the power stage, Adrian Fourmaux arrived.
Pretty spectacular, that, Simon. Explain what happened there.
He just on a very fast section, just leading up to the corner, slightly offline, and as he went, normally wouldn't be an issue, big concrete anti-cut device on the inside, and snapped the steering, and that was him. A couple of minutes to get it fixed. Luckily, he did get it fixed and carried on going.
And next was Tanak.
I know, you really couldn't make it up. We've had, like you said, a pretty clear run all weekend, and now Tanak. An issue with under braking, again, very, very lucky to get away with it.
That was a big, big moment for Tanak. But then it was the big two. It was Elfyn Evans and Thierry Neuville.
It was, and these two have been separated by nothing all weekend. Elfyn came through the stage, over the gravel, over the dirt, and just got it slightly wrong with a hard tyre on the car, and we saw what happened.
It was hugely frustrating for Elfyn. He'd been so neat, so tidy all week. One mistake, one error. But then it was Neuville's turn.
It was, and like we said, they haven't been separated all weekend. Anything Elfyn can do, Thierry can match, and they did it again.
Oh, that's exactly right. And what you said there about them being not separated by more than this, even when they went off the road, they were still off the road or they were spinning for the same amount of time, 20 seconds. It was a very, very tough moment. Obviously, it was a late call on the pace notes that caused, and there was nowhere for Thierry to go. Such a quick and narrow section. It was a real shame for both of them. But the man who kept it completely clean, it's no surprise, it was Sébastien Ogier. 100th podium, 59th victory. It's been a class event for him, hasn't it?
It has. He's had he's had small issues.
He said he's had more moments on this event than in any event for the rest of his life, but no massive moment, exactly. No big off-road moment.
Unbelievably, they've not really cost him any time. And like you say, the numbers talk for themselves. 100 podiums, 59 wins, 8 World Championships, and he's the man who's within striking distance when everyone else buckles under pressure a little bit.
And for me, any time Sébastien Ogier wins a rally, it's a great event because he's done, he is a world-class driver. But what he did here, coming from where he was on the road on Friday, it was a real achievement. And not being in the car since Monte Carlo, it has a real impact. You're not in the car regularly, you're not getting the seat time, you're not used to that speed. And what he's done here it's just fantastic.
It is. He said himself, didn't he, that these wins mean more to him now because they're not coming as often. He's Friday night he really sort of set himself up nicely. He couldn't quite continue that on Saturday, but he was there or thereabouts. And at the end of the day, he was where he needed to be.
Totally.
Honestly, I think I haven't had a weekend like this in my career with so many moments still. So it's been an eventful weekend. But smaller moment compared to the one of my concurrent, and at the end, pushing like this from the start of the rally up to the end paid off. It was maybe not the moment where we expected it anymore. But I think it's not really undisturbed either. We knew coming here the start position will not play in our favor, so we knew that the only things we could do is put pressure as much as we could. I don't know. I think everybody feels strange today because it's the third weekend after 4 rally this weekend where nobody understands what's happening with the points. It's unbelievably wrong. It's really a pure joke, and that's a shame because you don't see like Jari-Matti on the podium. Nobody is smiling. Nobody is like, for me at least, it's the second degree because I'm not playing the championship. But it's really sad to see that you give point to everybody and there is no difference, and then the result is not shown at all in the points. So at the end there will be a champion, but I don't know, whoever it's going to be, it looks strange. It's not natural anymore. So that's the sad part of today.
You've got to feel for Elfyn. We'll get to the points and that whole issue, but he drove a very, very sensible event. Friday morning struggled didn't struggle, but got comfortable in the car, was happy with the car, and then through Saturday just absolutely sent it. There were times when he didn't feel he was on exactly the right tyres, but he made the most of it, you know, and he got there. And for me, one of the big things that we've seen, a bit of a breakthrough here with Elvin, he was getting to the end of stages and talking about having fun.
That's it, yeah. I think that was a big thing for him. It was so close with Thierry. All weekend, he's got to take confidence in, you know, he always says he's not been happy with this car since they changed to the hybrid car, but he's been unbelievable. Him and Thierry have been unbelievable this weekend, and he's enjoyed himself. You know, he always wants more. Everyone does, but he has enjoyed himself. He maybe feels he hasn't quite been rewarded properly for, you know, getting the result he did. But at the end of the day, that's not really his fault. He's doing everything he can to maximise his position.
Let's hear what Elvin had to say at the end of the event.
We made a bit of a brave tyre call. That's clear. The condition of the power stage first time through was much worse than we really anticipated. We were expecting it very dirty, of course, but the cuts were so wet. It made the hard on the rear very difficult to deal with, and that's basically what happened. Just in a muddy place, the rear came around, didn't really have much chance to try and save it. I thought it maybe get away with just a brush of the bank, but unfortunately it spun us round the other way. There's guys that, you know, had a much worse event, let's say, that have been rewarded with very similar, if not better, points. So, but it's the guys behind that are benefiting, you know, that are maybe not fighting at the sharp end and still collecting huge points. So it's keeping the pack, and the manufacturers is even worse. You know, Toyota have had 1-2 results now on the last two events, and I think we've gained 7 points over 2 rallies. So it's not right.
Talk about having fun, and Elvin did have a lot of fun out there. The man in third was having a huge amount of fun until Saturday night. Thierry, again, drove a great event, didn't he? Until Saturday night, one small mistake Sunday.
Yeah, again, you know, him and Elvin have matched each other all the way through. Thierry, you know, he had a little bit of a lead. And the great thing is they've both been in different situations. They've both been on the wrong tyre at times. They both had small problems, but they have just kept matching each other. You know, slightly unfortunately for Thierry, the damage that he caused in stage 18, that hampered him for the rest of the rally. You know, he lost the rear aero off the car, which makes a huge difference to these hybrid cars. And yeah, he sort of slowly dropped away, which was a bit of a shame to see, but he did pick up third overall.
I think if ever there'd been a question of how much that aero impacted on the car, it was pretty graphic today, wasn't it? Certainly in the power stage. After a weekend of mixed fortunes, let's hear what Thierry had to say.
Points-wise, we take the same amount of points here this weekend. I think we are both a little bit disappointed and frustrated that we couldn't end up on the highest position of the podium. Of course, nothing was done until this morning. Even if we had the lead, it was pretty close, and nobody could know who would be the winner out of us three. At the end, it was Sebastian, because we both went a little bit off the road, but that's part of the game, and like I say, the most important is to take good points from the championship. Mistakes happen, whatever it's the driver or the co-driver. This time, it was a tricky situation, and the note came a little bit late, it was nothing I could do, that's part of the job. Of course, the frustration was really high immediately, but at the end, I don't point with the finger on somebody. I do mistakes, and co-driver can do mistakes. They had a very tough job this weekend.
Just off the podium was Tanak. It was was it a tricky event? I'm not sure it was a tricky event. Yes, there was a lot of understeer in the car. He said he knew he was going to struggle when he came here, but ultimately he's come away with pretty good points, 20 points.
He has, and I think that's sort of surprised everyone a little bit. He's had issues all weekend, pretty much, just not feeling happy with the car. He mentioned that, Thierry has quite a unique driving style on tarmac, and both him and Andreas have struggled to get to grips with the car. It's been Everton all weekend. He hasn't managed to. He had a huge moment. He said himself that him getting through that moment was nothing to do with his ability. He was just a passenger. It was just luck.
Yeah.
But he's come away with a massive haul of points.
Tanak had some fairly forthright views on the points. Let's hear them.
Considering where we were during the weekend and where we end up, of course, really, really positive, and nothing we really expected. But this fantastic system really helped us. I mean, there is so simple ways to keep the Sunday, the extra points, and for the power stage and all kind of things to keep the entertainment going. But the sport should still stay somewhere as well. At the moment, actually, what we were thinking, that Elvin did only one mistake. He had only one spin, and in the end, he scores less than me. what all kind of things I was doing. And Seb, who won the rally, he gets just 1 point more than I finished fourth. So there is the sport part is missing at the moment. But okay, it is what it is, and we try to maximize. And from our position, we maximized quite well.
Yeah, that points debate, that is going to rage for a long time. The FIA has said that they will keep it under constant review. So Tanak's right, maybe the FIA does need to take a look at it. As we said, the debate will rage on for a long time. It was Fourmaux yesterday. He was fighting for fourth place, and we talked to him at the end of Saturday about that battle with Tanak, and he said, no, it's not about that now. I've got my points for Saturday night where I am providing to get to the finish on Sunday. It's all about the Sunday race now, and that it does kind of take you by surprise again when you hear the drivers talking in that fashion. But ultimately, at the end of it, Fourmaux had an issue today, as we've already discussed, but he's come away with 5 points from the power stage.
Yeah, and when we spoke to him last night, he clearly said that event's over. It's all about the Sunday now. We start again and we go again. His plan was to push all of Sunday, try and get as many points as he could. He had the issue with the steering on the first run through the power stage. That changed his outlook then, and he said, right, it's all about the power stage.
Totally all about the power stage. And Sebastian Ogier said it kind of right. That at the minute, it feels like everyone's a winner in WRC. Takamoto Katsuta, he won Super Sunday. And let's not take anything away from Taka. He drove brilliantly on 3 or 4 stages today. He was a little bit steady in the power stage. Otherwise, superb. Ogier won overall, and then we've got Fourmaux celebrating a power stage win. It does feel as though there is a bit for everybody.
It does. It's very confusing. I think one of the guys said that in the press conference, no one is happy because no one really knows exactly who's won what.
And the podium's not the same. There's not the same. Yes, I won a round of the World Championship because this dude over here said, well, actually, I've won a bit as well. And then the other guy saying, yeah, we have to balance all of this with the fact that today we have been absolutely on the edge of our seats. It's been totally enthralling. My brain is fried from trying to do the maths of working out who's going to win, who's going to take the most points. So it's been a fantastic fight in Rally 1. Rally 2, it's been a Citroën benefit. Two Citroëns here. 1-2 with Nikolai Greisan beating Johan Roussel. Superb result for the French manufacturer. And a superb result in Junior WRC for the FIA Rally Star drivers. Romet Jurgensen winning. Estonia got its future sorted. And of course, Australian Taylor Gill in second place. Congratulations to them both. It's been a great race in juniors, great race in WRC too. It's been a great race here in Croatia, hasn't it?
It has. It's been, all weekend we were Friday we were waiting for the rain on Saturday. It never came. We sort of got through Saturday, thought, didn't really turn into much, and then Sunday arrived and it just blew everything upside down.
We were sat, we'd done the first stage, nothing happened, so we were on our way back down the road, sat typing in a cafe, minding our own business, completely relaxed, and then suddenly it all started, and there was a great Alistair Lindsay, our brilliant head of content, did a superb social graphic, and it was 8 minutes that the world just went a bit bananas, didn't it?
The 8 minutes that changed Rally Croatia 2024.
That's exactly it. So no, it's been a fantastic event. Don't forget Pacific Northwest, Dirtfish's home round of the American Championship. It's been the Olympus Rally in Washington. Click here to keep up to date with all of the videos from our colleagues and our great friends Brenton Kelly and Brian Davis over there stateside covering Olympus for us. Simon Hughes, it's been a great weekend, hasn't it? I mean, just first asphalt round of the season, it's been an absolute corker.
It has. The competition has been so close. And yeah, it sets it up nicely. We now go into the European gravel events. It changes slightly, but yeah, we can't wait.
Absolutely. It's been an absolute delight to be here. We hope we'll be back. Croatia is out of contract from the end of this year. We'll see if we're back here in Zagreb. We've had a fantastic time. Stay tuned to dirtfish.com for all the news.